Hey, what's up y'all? My name is Lexi and I've never made a Minecraft video, but here we are today making a Minecraft video about how to make some sort of redstone device that I actually made up on my own. So we're gonna see how well this works. So pretty much let me explain the basis of this. So in my survival world, I have this really amazing Enderman farm and it's lagging like crazy because there are so many Endermen spawning right now. This is Kaisen's design. I'll link in the description below, but it's literally so amazing. You get so many Ender Pearls and a bunch of XP. Like I'll sit here for probably like 10 minutes and get 50 levels. So it's crazy. Maybe even less than that. But long story short, I have so many Ender Pearls that they end up floating around here. Right now they're getting sucked up by these hoppers, but I only had these 3 chests, right? And so they were all getting full, and then I had a bunch of these chests filled up. So I wanted to create some sort of system that when it detected that like 10 of my chests were full, it would start dispensing the Ender Pearls into the void, because it gets to a point where I'm not going to need thousands of chests full of Ender Pearls. I'm not an expert at redstone whatsoever, but I didn't see a tutorial like this online at all, so I wanted to try to, with the redstone knowledge that I have, make a little bit of something. So basically what happens is all of these chests fill up, and then these ones, no matter what, will stay full, and these will never get dispensed. These will never get disposed of. If I take stuff out of here, then they'll refill eventually, but this chest and this chest are the one that it's disposing out of, and as you can see, it's, currently disposing. It's dispensing all these Ender Pearls because the system is full and I don't need that many Ender Pearls. So that's kind of how it works. I mean, that's not exactly how it works, but I'm gonna go into my creative world and show y'all how it works. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna try my best to explain this because I'm not an expert at redstone, but I obviously built this so I know how it works. But what I mean is I'm gonna try my best to put into words why it all works. So right now when it gets a little bit fuller, we're not gonna make it full right now because I'm explaining, but it's gonna send a signal to the comparator, and if the comparator is fully powered, if this chest is fully full, it goes 15 blocks, right? So I made this path 13 blocks long to just give it a little bit of a head start. But what happens is this comparator reads what's in the chest, right? So eventually I made a redstone staircase up and then looped back down just so I could get back down here. Pretty much I needed 15 blocks. And what happens is when it gets full, it's going to finally send the signal to this repeater because it needs to go 15 blocks. Once it sends the signal to this repeater, it'll power off this torch. And the thing about this torch right now is since it's powered on, it's locking this hopper. So this hopper can't accept anything or push any items into this hopper, which will go into that dropper. So it's locked right now. But as soon as this comparator powers this repeater, powers off this torch, which then unlocks this hopper, and all the items can then flow into this dispenser right here. What this torch also does, once the torch turns off, it then unpowers this repeater, which unpowers this block, and therefore this redstone torch will switch into the on mode to power this piston, to put this block here, which will add as a way to continue the redstone signal in this loop. And then also what this torch does is it sends a pulse to this observer, because of course the observer is noticing that the redstone torch block has updated, so it sends a signal out to this circuit back here, and it goes all the way down, and it sends a quick pulse to this piston. It's on a 2-tick delay or else the piston will just leave that redstone block there. So it sends a pulse to this piston, and it's that which powers the loop on. And then as soon as it is empty, then this whole thing resets. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, just let me know in the comments. This is my first Minecraft video ever, and I'm trying my best to explain this. Also, since I'm not an expert at redstone, if anybody has any tips to make this better, I am so open to suggestions because I love to learn. But yeah, let's get into the build. Alright y'all, so this is basically what you are going to be needing for the build. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. We have all these redstone components, but when it comes to blocks, I don't know exactly how many of each we need. I didn't go through and count that. But just get yourself at least a stack of slabs and at least a stack of blocks. And that's just solely for this design. The rest of it has to do with, your build and how you want to hook this up to whatever storage system you have. Okay, I'm already a little bit through the build, so I'm coming back in the beginning of the video, but I came back to say that you're going to need a 7x8 area at the least to build this. Just forgot to say that. Starting off on the ground, I'm pretty much just going to build a circle, that goes like this, and then I'm going to have a block sticking out because this is where the dropper is going to be. For the actual clock, if the dropper is going to be here, we just want to put 4 repeaters around in a circle. And then in each corner, we're going to put the redstone. And then in the corner that is opposite of where the dropper is going to be, leave that open because that's where the block is going to be for your piston, for your sticky piston. Next, we're going to get our dropper, and we are going to put it right here. We're going to have a repeater going into the dropper to power that. And then coming off of here, we're going to have our sticky piston with a block on the end, and this is going to be the block that will, the piston will extend, the block will go here, and then the redstone signal will be, sent around in a circle like that. Okay, next thing we want to do is put a line of blocks right here, unless you're building this right on the ground. And you have another sticky piston with a redstone block on the end, and this is what's going to pulse and send the signal over to the redstone clock. And next we're going to put a hopper on top of the dropper, a hopper going into that hopper, and then we're going to get our chests, and we're going to put the chest going this way, because if not, it's going to get in the way of all of our other redstone. So if you do build this, make sure your chest is facing this way. Alright, and next we're going to have our comparator that is coming out of our chest, so we're going to put a block there. Our comparator coming out of the chest. Coming out of the comparator, you're going to want one block, and we're going to do a redstone staircase upwards to 6 blocks. So then we're going to go, it's probably an easy way to do this. So 1, 2, 3, and 6 blocks up. Now with our full blocks, because for some reason you can't build a staircase downwards with slabs. 1 block here, 2, 3. Come out by 1, and then we're going to go down to the left 1, and then we're going to come down 2 more, just like that. Okay, and once you're done with your staircase, this should fit 13 pieces of redstone dust. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Amazing. And then we're going to do another block with a repeater on top. This is going to be going into another block, so we're just going to place that on the side of there. And then we are going to put our torch at the end here, because this is the torch that is going to be locking the hopper. So on the side of the torch, just place your observer so that the redstone signal is coming out this way. Then we're going to want a path for the redstone signal to come out of this observer and into this piston, because the observer is what is sending the pulse into that piston. So we're going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Behind this observer, we're going to put a repeater. I meant to put another block there. Piece of redstone dust. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put another repeater going into the piston. And then right here, we're going to want to cut off this redstone signal, because we don't want these two redstone signals kind of interacting with each other. So we're going to take just any block, place it on top of that redstone, and it can no longer access each other. Perfect. So far we have the loop done, we have our pulse done for this, and we have our comparator signal done. All we have left is to power this piston. So the final thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to put a block diagonal to this, so 1 down and over. I'll show you pretty much what I mean. We're going to need a block like this from the torch with a repeater, because the torch is going to power the repeater. A block on the side of this repeater like that, and then of course a torch, which is going to send a signal to this piston, so we're just going to have to fix that real quick. Let's put another piece of quartz just to keep it consistent, and we should actually be done now. One last very, very, very important thing that I forgot to tell y'all to do is actually put this on 2 ticks. If not, the piston's going to push out and retract before it can catch onto the redstone block, and it'll just keep the redstone block there. Okay, so as an example, if I just put a stack of ender pearls in here, right, that's not going to do anything to the machine. It's only going to send out 1 block of power from the comparator, so it's only powering this piece of redstone dust. It's not going up at all yet. And I will fill up half the chest to show you how far the redstone signal goes. Okay, so half the chest is filled now, and so you can see that the redstone signal goes halfway through our staircase, because half the chest is full. So it's still not going to do anything, because what's going to happen is it's not going to go off until the chest is pretty much full. And so I'm just going to fill it up real quick and show you what's going to happen. Okay, so you can see that it is now working, and pretty much the dispensers, you can see the loop going off, the dispenser is dispensing, and eventually, once it hits the amount that it needs to stop, and it stops powering the comparator all the way down here, then it's going to stop dispensing all the ender pearls. So just to speed up that process, I'm going to take some stacks out, and there you go, it stopped. And until this chest is full again, it will not dispose of any of your items. If you want to fix this problem of them landing on this, which is exactly what I had to do in my single player world, take any block really and just kind of block it off. So because we have this hole right here, so if you just put 2 blocks in front of the dispenser like that, when it does dispense items, it's just gonna hit a wall right here. So if you're not building this in the void like I did, then you can put like, I don't know, a pit of lava there if you'd like. Right, so it's dispensing things into the lava now. You'd probably have to expand this lava a little bit, but that's the concept of it. Even though this is probably the ugliest thing I can possibly build, this is just an example to show you that you can get this in your survival world, and all of your redstone will pretty much be hidden beneath. So whether this is on the ground and you wanted to dig this downwards, this is going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks deep. So if you wanted to build this underground, you're going to need pretty much 7 by 8 by 4 space to build that. But yeah, so for example, my mob drop system, they drop into here, goes into the hoppers, but I put a hopper above this chest, which is what that 3rd hopper was for, but it's kind of optional. And then your system kind of just works. So yeah, I hope this video was explanatory. It could have been completely not helpful whatsoever, and if it was, you can totally dislike this video. Totally kidding, please don't dislike this video. But like I said, if you have any tips for me, because I'm definitely not an expert at redstone, but I wanted to build something for my world that I didn't really see any tutorials for online. Just let me know, and if you want to see any other videos or if you need more explanations, I will be responding to comments. But thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and just honestly, mine on.